So this was my beautiful Dakar. The shipping company's coming to pick it up tomorrow, but I saw on Facebook on the F650 group somebody was asking about hooking up for USBs or for a USB charger. I suggest getting one of these phone cases. There's a bunch of different brands. This is a really cheap one. But it's got a USB port here and an on and off switch. Make sure you face those facing downward so water doesn't get in there. All right. As far as running your wires to it, they asked about cutting into this or trying to find something that was connected to the ignition. I'm the opinion, if you can, leave your stock wiring stock. So if you need to refer back to a wiring diagram or something like that. For accessories, it's better to go ahead and run off the battery. You know, and the battery's under here on these F650s. And right here, this is a lead off of the battery tender. You know, normally you have your battery tender on here. If you don't have one on your bike, it's a really good idea, particularly with winter coming. So that way you can hook up a little tender. I guess that's like a Band-Aid. And so down here is actually a hookup, and let's see if we can get down here to it. All right, so this hookup is reversed. All right, so whatever it's supposed to be wired, you know, if this is supposed to be the hot, this is supposed to be the negative, wired in reverse, because you're hooking this into that one. All right, so you can buy these online, but you can also just, if you've got any laying around, I have this one off of a battery tender that quit working. So I cut that, and once again you're wiring that the opposite direction. Most things don't require you to differentiate, but some things do. If you need to wire this, it'll be the opposite. So this will be your hot. I'm sorry, the what would normally be your negative will be your positive, vice versa. All right, because that's the way you have it hooked up. Or if you want to make your wiring simple, well, no, you want to stick and leave this the way it's supposed to be wired. All right, so that's going to wire straight your battery. So when you need to plug in your battery tender, you hook this one up. All right, and then if you need to hook up, if you have, they sell accessory USBs that can mount on your bar. They have a bunch of different ways to mount those. This particular one's hooked to this phone charger. I'm leaving it on here for the guy instead of messing with the wiring. And so yeah, that's the easiest way to do that. A lot of people, and that's particularly easy on this bike with the battery being under here. Makes it much easier. You know, most of your dual sports, the battery's back here, and so your tender comes out. And I did this on my Chinese dual sport over there. The tender comes out underneath it over here on my dual sport. I forgot, I just bought this one last week, so it comes out right here. All right, and that's not a terrible place for it. You know where it is. Oh, there it goes. You guys might have saw that before I did. All right, you know, and that's not bad for if you want to use it just for your tender hookup, or your battery maintainer, whatever you want to call it. But if that wire was ran up here, you know, up to the front somewhere, you know, of course you can tap into wires. You know, and this guy's done some wiring to put in this Vapor Trail Tech. It's not the end of the world. You can hook things off of your ignition, but for most stuff like that, I would prefer to just have a tender up here or wiring for the USB directly off the battery. Put a fuse in it, fuse it. Most of those tender cords come with a fuse already in it. You know, fuse it to the amperage you're going to be using. I think most of those are a 7.5 or a 10. So you'll run off your battery. It's got a fuse on it, and then mount your USB or whatever other hookup you want to up here. Battery tender actually makes one that plugs directly into their wires. So that's pretty convenient. But anyways, hopefully this helps you out. Subscribe if it did. All right.